Howdy folks, Mark Serbu, gun designer, gun nut. Big night tonight, November 5th, Tuesday, November 5th. You know what that means. And I am not going to watch the election returns on TV today. I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to probably drink excessive amounts of alcohol and watch a movie and do what I normally do, you know, gun design, CAD, whatever, and go to sleep. And when I wake up, I hope it'll be all over. Anyway. So check this out. Back around August, we won a bid on a police department. They auction off the, I don't know, auction off? You basically submit bids for what you want to pay to get all these crime guns. It's pretty interesting. It's they send out the list of all these guns that have been either confiscated by the police or they've been turned in, which that kind of breaks my heart, because you get some old lady, her husband's dead and she doesn't want the guns that he has in the house, so she turns them into the police. And it's like, they turn them into the cops and they get destroyed. They get, you know, it's just sad, because there are these beautiful guns that, like, there are a couple of these little baby Brownings that came through, a few of them, and in fact it inspired me to just buy one recently, because it was like, man, this is such a neat little gun. And I think we either had 2 or 3 of them, and you know, we took the parts that we could get off of them, but the receivers had to go to the crusher, and it's like, man, it's just terrible. But it is what it is, you know. And I recently heard that's an expression you're not supposed to use, but you know what? I'm going to use it because I don't care. So anyway, I'm going to show you some of the ones that I came up with that are super interesting to me. Well, semi-super interesting. This is cool. You know, we weren't allowed to keep anything with a serial number on it, which really sucks, because there were 23 Glocks. The list was, it was almost 250 guns and 23 Glocks. And if you know, Glock's got a damn serial number on every bit of it. Like, the slide's got a serial number, the barrel's got a serial number, so we couldn't keep those. And of course, you know, you're getting rid of the frame anyway because it's got a serial number. But with the SIG 320, you get to keep the frame or the grip because it's not technically the gun. They've got this little insert piece that's got the trigger parts and everything. That's the gun. But you've got all this, you know, this beautiful barrel and beautiful slide, and it's, you know, all the other crappy, all the other super nice pieces, springs, disconnector, trigger bar, you know, main recoil spring, all that stuff you get to have. And it was kind of fun, you know. We drove up to this place. We had a whole week to go and take all these guns apart, and it was at the police evidence lockup, which is a very secure place. So we had to get basically had to go through, you know, electronic doors and sign in and all this stuff. And it was cool though. We had, well, it wasn't cool. It was August, and the damn room is not, the warehouse is not air conditioned. So they had the big fans on us, but it was still, it was like a sweatshop. But the officers we dealt with were really, they were great. We had a lot of fun with them. We were joking the whole time, because this is kind of like, you know, for gun guys, this was a neat thing. You know, we had 4 of us total, 4, you know, 3 employees and myself. I didn't show up all the time because I had other stuff to do, but they were there. We had 4 5 8-hour days to do this, and we got it done in 3.5 or 4, I don't remember. We got done a little bit early, but it was cool because you're just sitting there. You know, the cops would have to sign out each one. Like, these bags have a number on them. Okay, 99 signed out to so and so. So you only get one at a time. They bring it over to you, and then you just go at it. You know, strip it down as much as you can, and it's, you know, it's how many guns do you know how to strip down? You know, all of them, because some of them, like, yeah, okay, I've taken Glocks apart, no big deal, but you've never, in general, you don't take them down to the armorer level where you're actually punching out pins and taking every little part off it. But that's what we had to do, and it was neat. I mean, there's stuff that's, you know, it's like, oh, is this screwed in, is this pressed in? And so there are a lot of, like, you got stuck a couple times and you have to hand it off to the next guy. Maybe he knew about it, but it was fun. I wish I'd had my friends come over so we could have done it for free, but anyway, I got to check this out. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to have any kind of, or do any kind of recording in there, any kind of video, audio, anything, because again, secure evidence warehouse, and the whole place smelled like weed too. It was funny. It's like You walk in, you're like, dude, aw. So anyway, I'm just showing you, you know, some of the stuff we've got here, and it's pretty neat. Especially like things like this. My buddy Steven Zafiri, Zafiri Precision, who's probably made more of these aftermarket Glock parts than anybody. Some criminal had some good taste and used his stuff, and so we've got a couple of these. And yeah, so the nightmare was we had to take a picture of every part set, you know, take it out of the baggie, lay it out, photograph it, put it on the website, had to price every single one of them, put them in the system. It's just, it's a pain in the butt. You know, it was expensive to win the bid in the first place, and then to spend, you know, almost a week of 4 employees, or 3.5, and then have to do all this stuff. It's, you know, it's kind of dubious whether or not it was worth it, especially with the Glocks and having the serial numbers on those critical parts that are valuable. That's the beauty of the aftermarket stuff, is that, you know, no serial numbers. So, and these are some of the cooler Glock parts you can get, and yet we actually get to keep them. And anyway, just this, we've got probably 210 of these things left on the site, and they range anywhere from, and I think I'm allowed to talk about this because they're not guns, they're parts, and they're legal pretty much everywhere. I even looked, because we got an order from a state where I know they have really bad gun laws, but you weren't allowed to have, you know, 3D printed ghost gun type stuff, but you're allowed to have just regular old parts. So it was in one of the most strict states. So I was kind of glad about that. Anyway, so even in the strictest states, theoretically, you're allowed to buy all these parts, and they're on our website. I'm not allowed to talk about it at all, because that website does sell bad, evil stuff. But yeah, so it's kind of, it's not the easiest to use. You have to click in there and go to the police gun parts, and you click on, it's just a list. You have to click into this rectangle to get this list to come down. I wish we could have just had thumbnails of every part, but I don't know. Valerie said it was too hard, and she's a brat, as you know, so I didn't want to argue. But you know, you can still find your way around there. There's still a lot of really good, interesting stuff there, and yeah, I mean, this, you know, I don't know about things like this. Stuff that I didn't have a clue about. I looked on Gunbroker to see what they're selling for. But yeah, this is an old H&R 38 top brake. Is it junk? Is it cool? I don't even know. So this is probably going for like 150 or something. I figure if it had a barrel on it and a revolver cylinder, it's at least 150 bucks. Like if you're someone who likes to make your own stuff, like all my Weapons Guild buddies, this is a treasure trove of stuff to do that with. Or if you're just looking for extra parts for your gun, I got a couple of SIG P365s, like everything but the little insert that's, you know, considered the firearm. We got those. Anyway, go check it out. Look around on there. Hopefully you'll find something you like, and I'll get to offload all this and not eat a shit sandwich for doing the whole deal. Actually, you know, even if this whole thing didn't end up being profitable for us, it was still a cool little adventure, you know, something different from the day-to-day work. I'm sure the employees liked it, you know, getting to drive down to this place across the bay from us and go and hang out and, you know, just do something completely different. You know, like, it was a fun mystery to solve. You know, you never know what you're going to get handed next, and you know, there's some really neat stuff, some really interesting stuff. There was the very first gun that I got handed was unknown single shot pistol. I'm like, okay. They handed it to me, freaking Mauser broom handle. One of the most iconic pistols of all. Well, I guess not to them, but single shot. I mean, I don't know, but that sucked because everything on there had freaking serial numbers. You know, the upper, the bolt, the barrel. So that thing we get to keep, like the magazine follower, and not even, I think the trigger even had. You know, those old guns, they serialized everything because they actually kept them together. But God, that sucked, having to get rid of most of that. But and then some of the stuff, the label said biohazard, so you get the thing and it's got freaking blood on it or worse. And man, yeah, we had a few of those. And in fact, if you go peruse the list, there are There are a few of them on there that say bio, and you can actually see blood on the slider on the grip. And I think we cleaned them up before we rebagged them, but geez, that's just kind of weird, kind of creepy. But anyway, kind of a fun, different, interesting. I say interesting a lot, but you know, what I do here is pretty damn interesting, right? I got to pinch myself again. I get to do this for a living. Damn, I might want this one myself. Just kidding. Shoot, I should be able to get Steve to give me one for free since we're buddies, right? Come on, Steve. Plus, I'll show it off on my channel. You know I will. Yeah, look at that. It's so weird on the SIGs how you get to keep just about everything, and it's that strange little insert that's the actual gun. But this one's in nice shape. I think I've got 2 or 3 of these, and they're all in very nice shape. I mean, very little wear. This is just like new. I mean, seriously, look at the no finish is perfect on the barrel. It's like it hadn't even been cocked a bunch. Isn't that funny? You can talk about a gun being cocked, but say it about somebody and you get in trouble. Speaking of that, my youngest little grandson Emmett, he's like, I don't know, 15, 16 months old maybe, and he loves helicopters. So I show him videos of helicopters all the time, and he just sits there and looks at him. He says cock 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 the whole time. He can't say, you know, really big multiple syllable words, but he can say cock cock. So I think he's saying helicopter, either that or he's gay and I just don't know it yet. All right, here's another one. Yeah, I pulled out all my SIGs. Okay, here's another one. This is not a SIG. That's a, look at that. That is a King Cobra. And that's a Colt, baby. Very, very nice barrel. And you know, this, with the revolver, you know, you're losing the whole frickin' frame, but it's got this really nice cylinder that just, wow, the way that spins. It's just beautiful. Obviously Loctited in place. Yeah, so I don't know what you do with this. I guess, you know, there's some people out there who find they come across cut up frames, they re-weld them. So there's some really unique parts in revolvers, you know, just really, really strange strange little things. But revolvers are, you know, they're older than semi-autos, of course, and well, not of course, but they are, right? Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, so they have a lot of really old school stuff that's still being done the same way. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, isn't it? You know, gun haters don't understand. You know, this stuff is fun. It's a hobby, it's a pursuit, it's a job, history. It's got so many aspects. You know, as a hobby. You know, it could be a hobby. It can be. You know, you could be a professional shooter. Here's another one that's just. I can't. my monitor's upside down, so it's very confusing. But look at that, no wear on that freaking barrel. That is just excellent. I think this one's going for like 400. I think the most expensive guns I have on here is like, it's like 400 something bucks. And and these may even be less than that, I don't know, but that's a heck of a deal, I think. Let me know in the comments if you don't let me know in the comments if you don't think it's a hell of a deal. If you don't think it's a hell of a deal, just shut up. If you think it's a good deal, then yeah, tell me that. Okay. I mean, just that alone. I mean, you might just want to buy this just to have it lying around. You could 3D print something and have just. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, that's it. We're not going to take that apart. That's, you know, I don't know much about that. Another Sig. Flat, dark earth. And I almost want to look at that just to see how nice the barrel is. Yeah, no, very little use on these. Kind of crazy. All right, well, thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate you as always. Good luck getting through this election. I don't know. Tomorrow, is it Civil War? Is it World War III? I can't even keep track of it. Have a good one. Catch you next time.